Today's video is going to be a little bit different. Today I'm taking you somewhere I like to go when I'm stressed out. The last 2 years have been hard. At times it has felt impossibly so. Harder than I feel it has any right to feel. COVID has completely flipped life upside down, and I think we're starting to hit a point where even reasonable people are thinking, enough already. I have a hard time when I go on the internet. I consider myself a technologist, someone who has a passion for technology and the way it can enhance lives. Quite literally, the internet has made things possible that people wouldn't have dreamed of even 3 decades ago. But I think we're also learning about its capacity to divide. And I'm not just talking about the politics of our neighbors to the south, although I'm sure that is a big symptom of it. I'm talking about the need for every social media platform to be adversarial at its very nature. I understand why, of course. By stoking what they charitably call debate, they drive engagement on their platforms, increase ad views, and make more money. But I think they do all that to the detriment of the quality of the discourse on their platforms. It's long been a running joke on the internet that you shouldn't read the comments. Don't feed the trolls. That the idea of giving people license to say whatever they want in response to a video or an article will only lead to the lowest common denominator, making things worse for everyone. British comedian Dave Gorman even has a bit where he creates found poems from these particularly out-of-touch comments and sets them to an orchestra, driving home the absurdity of it all. There's a debate raging in the world of technology right now surrounding the idea of moderation. How responsible are social media platforms for the content that gets posted there? Is Twitter like a modern town square, and should free speech be protected regardless of how abhorrent it is? I think most of the people who are arguing that point are those that like to engage in inflammatory speech anyway. But even a basic understanding of how speech works should tell you that freedom of speech is not freedom from consequence. Cancel culture doesn't exist. Consequences do. And yet, the frontrunner in the leadership race for one of our major political parties is looking to cancel everything. From our healthcare system to our public broadcaster. How is it possible to have any hope in a world like that? I try to keep a fairly curated feed on my social media platforms. I try to only follow people who are posting things that don't make me feel hopeless about the world. I keep an extensive list of muted words on Twitter, so there's a lot of content I just don't see. Some people may call that ignorance, that I should be engaging with the full weight of what's going on in the world today. But I think this way is way better for my mental health. I used to feel so hopeless about the world after getting off of Twitter that I was having full-blown panic attacks. I could barely get out of bed in the morning because my head was spiraling around the worst possible outcomes of my every decision. That's no way to live. So why am I making this video? Maybe to suggest a little empathy? Maybe to suggest that you think more complexly about the people you encounter on social media. Honestly, I'm just tired of seeing people I respect make short-sighted posts on social media about how COVID restrictions aren't actually restrictions, or how it's toxic positivity to suggest that life may go back to a pre-2020 level of normal. I don't think either of those things is true, and yet I will happily continue to don my mask for as long as it remains a way to keep myself safe. And I will continue to dream about the day that I can go for a walk in the park without worrying about how many other people are there. If you haven't yet watched the video from last week about the struggles that trans students face in our classrooms, please check it out now. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. You can't imagine how big a deal that is to me. Thank you for watching, and try to stay hopeful. Spring is here, and with it, new life. See you next week.